And what's good, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Not Just Gamer Dads. We are going to be
What up?
getting a little serious. It's your boy Jimmy over there flexing him. Damn,
What's up, dog?
flex that again? Let me see
We got
something.
got got a little, got a little, got a little, got a little. Got
Oh,
my koi
okay.
fish trying to make me look good and shit.
Oh,
My
shit.
dad bod, my dad bod, you know,
Okay. I see you. I see you. This man out here getting it.
right?
Damn.
Man, I'm excited, man. Episode 6. We
Hell
got the
yeah.
consistency going. I don't know about y'all, man, but
I'm
I
feeling
hope you
good.
guys are. I hope you guys are enjoying these, man. Every week we got something new that we look forward to talking about with
Hell
y'all
yeah.
and listening and feedback from y'all. But man, Miko's topic this week was thought it was pretty much lined up for what's going on a lot as far as streaming and content creation and business stuff. So go ahead and
Yeah.
serve
Hell
them up,
yeah.
man. Let them know what we're all talking about today.
Yeah, I know we've been messing around a little bit these last few episodes, and it's good. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to learn a little bit more about us in a more relaxed, chill, funny, relatable environment. But we wanted to get into the serious nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? Today we halfway in. We gotta get to that nitty gritty. And today we're going in and talking about the balance between being a business owner and a family man. And I use those terms very specifically because when it comes to content creation, not a lot of people take it seriously, not as a creator, but as people that look from the outside in. They don't really look at us as business owners. They just look at us as like, oh, you're just gaming or you're just
Yeah,
doing
you're
this
just
or you're just
playing
doing
video
that.
games. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just streaming.
exactly. But in the reality of it, man, we're business owners. Like what I
Hmm.
like that my brand and your brand, they're our business that we
Hmm.
own, we created, and we keep going. So it's like, there's a lot of things that go to this. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to dive straight into it, man. On your thoughts, I would love to ask your thoughts first on this one is what in your mind for you, what makes a good business? Now, two-part question to this is when what do I think is a good business when I'm looking at somebody else's and versus what is a good business to me? Like what are my standards? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm. Like when it comes, and when you had brought it up the topic, I was like, it was cool because you make a good point. We are, some of us, not everybody will say, I am a business owner. A lot of people are like, oh, I just stream for fun and you make a
Yeah.
little bit of money. That's fine. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people try to pursue something with that. So that's why we always are always kind of on the same vibe when it comes to this, because I'm not streaming just to stream. I'm trying to pursue something with this,
Mm-hmm.
me personally. And a lot of people don't or might not relate, which is fine. But the people that do like talking about this and I see them pushing and trying different things is like, what makes a good business. Even though like I don't consider myself a business owner, I pretty much am a business owner. So I started changing my train of thought and how I go about things about
Yep.
a year and a half ago. I was like, all right, I'm comfortable doing this. I want to do this. How can I get better? So like making planning is a really big thing as far as like what I think is a good business. And we're just talking about content creation. Obviously, I don't know anything about a restaurant, insurance businesses and things like I'm just thinking about a business as far as what I think and what I've seen for content creation. So some of the things that I sat down and thought about were,
Yeah.
having a well, you know, a plan, like what is your niche? What are you striving for? What are you trying to produce? You know, another
What's
thing
your
I
end game?
think, yeah, another thing that I think of that's what's a good business, like what is your unique value? What makes you different from a million other people playing
Exactly.
the same game or not doing the same game? Another thing that I was, when as far as like business things, and this is just my what I'm learning and what I've seen when it comes to content creation, guys. So if you own a business and there's a lot more other things, but we're just thinking in it more of a like single person LLC. I want to pursue this as a business. Another thing is willing to take risks.
Yeah.
Not everything's gonna work. Not everything's gonna be a hit. Um, like that. Another thing is paying attention to trends. Obviously with everything that's happening with Facebook and all the other platforms,
Yep.
gaming is just not enough. What I've seen more
Yeah, I
creators
heard
now.
that.
I've
Gaming
made
is not
more.
enough.
I've seen more creators like just do more stuff, like get away from their main games, doing things out in IRL, introducing family into their reels and streams. It's cool. I enjoy seeing that. That's another thing. Another thing
Facts.
that I think is a good part of a business as far as a content creator is your marketing. You got to be creative. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't just post, I'm going to play COD tonight. I'm going to play Fortnite tonight. What's different? How are you going to, market yourself, put yourself out there in different platforms for people to come to the stream?
Yep.
You can't just turn the stream on and hope somebody shows up with those notifications anymore. And last thing is, and this is a big thing, and a lot of people get stuck on this, and I've seen it and we've seen it. You got to prepare to make sacrifices. You know, you're not going to be able to
I'm
hang out
glad
with
you
your
said that.
friends. You're not going to
Yes.
be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do that. I don't know how many times I'd rather not drink on the weekends or actually get some good sleep because I want to wake up in the morning, work on some clips, plan shit out, you know, reach out to all the content creators to record stuff like yourself. We're always talking,
Yep.
and that takes away time from what I want to do. I don't always get to play games like I want to anymore. The only times I play games is when I stream. And if I'm not streaming, I'm making clips on my free time. And if I'm not making
Yep.
clips or playing games, I'm a family man. So
Exactly.
having a well planned, being unique, willing to take risks, paying attention to what's going on, good marketing and being creative and then making sacrifices are what I think makes a good business when it comes to content creation, in my opinion.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you couldn't, I couldn't say it any differently. Like my joint was some of them what you had is what I had too, so I'm not going to reiterate on those two unless it's like something I have to say, but like I definitely agree with the whole, you have to be consistent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
consistency is big for sure.
yeah, and one of the things that I looked into it is like what business do you look up to? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like if I like, let's just say for argument's sake, I like a gas station, right? Man, they always do this, that, the other, whatever. And I like how they do this, how they have that. Like, what is your role model for a
Mhm.
proper business structure? If you don't
Yeah.
have a successful business structure as your role model, you don't really have too much to go off of besides goals and aspirations. You need to strive to want to be like something or someone successful. Now, don't be a carbon copy. That's where the other points go into of be yourself. Because I love what you said. It's perfect. When I'm gonna play Fortnite tonight, I'm gonna play Warzone, I'm gonna do this. You have to stand out on a social media platform. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to creation, right? It doesn't matter if it's Facebook, it doesn't matter if it's TikTok, it doesn't matter if it's YouTube. All this shit is a gigantic cesspool of content.
Yep.
And some of it is content from businesses, and some of it is just personal. Like
Mhm.
social media on Facebook is not just business. There's
Yeah,
so many people.
I've seen people that are big, they don't even care. They're just making reels and they get millions of views. I'm like, I wish I can get that. Like, how
Yeah,
the fuck? But it's crazy. You're right.
it's 100%. Like at the end of the day, you have to find a way to get that eye. Someone's got to be like, what is that? It could be something stupid to be like, what just happened? It could just be something like my eye gets caught on stuff. I'm like, what the hell just happened? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I go to click on it. And then even if I leave, I just gave you a 30-second view just trying to figure out
Yeah.
what happened. And then when I realize this is dumb, I leave.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You got what you needed from me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
also, I'm glad you said that because how many times have you clicked in something and then later on that that content creator comes back but with a different clip? You're like, oh, I remember seeing this guy or this girl. And then you click on it again. And that's how you get, that's when the whole different as being creative and putting different content out there because
Yeah.
that reel might not hit for you, but all of a sudden this reel was like, oh, that's that same guy who did this. Oh,
Mhm.
okay, that's cool. I like this. Okay, I'll follow him now.
Yeah, and a big one that I had that I didn't hear you say, but I stand firm on this all the time is you have to be proud of yourself and your work. If
Hmm.
you produce something and you're not proud of it, you're never going to be able to get where you want to get because the moment opposition comes in an opinion, you're going to fall apart.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I think
saying?
a lot of people feel like, damn, I'm not confident in putting this out or putting that. Sometimes, I've seen people just throw a bunch of shit on the wall and they keep going. And I respect the fuck out of that. I'm not saying that, that's a good plan, but it works for
Yeah,
some people.
exactly.
So the fact that I see somebody trying and willing, how can you hate on that?
Yeah. You can't hate on someone trying just because it's not what you
Somebody
want.
trying, yeah, it's somebody who's trying and willing to do something in any aspect in life, anything. We're obviously talking about content creation, man. So I've seen people make some reels of some random ass shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know that person did that. And, give them a little kudos on that. Like, hey, I didn't know
Hell
you messed
yeah.
with that. It's cool. Like, I think now that everybody's doing more things, everybody's becoming more confident and starting to realize, like, hey, all of us are more than just people that play video games.
The two most underrated people in the business market are the triers and the adjusters. It's not the successful, it's not the strong, it's not the like influential. It's the triers and the adjusters. Because
Hmm.
if you're a trier, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep trying, and you're going to eventually find that one thing that works. And if you're an adjuster, you realize and learn from your mistakes, and you take constructive criticism in a good way, that you're not going to let opposition sit there and really deter you from your
Yeah.
goal. You're going to adjust to what you need to do to get what you need to get.
Yeah.
Those are to me are the two types of people that are underestimated that's going to become successful. Now it
Yeah.
may not be like those. I don't want to be a one hit wonder blow up fanatic type person. I want to be that person that grows with a reason, grows
Hmm.
with balance, grows with structure. Because then when that opposition comes, whether it be circumstantial or another person, you want to make sure that you're grounded. Because if you're not, you're gonna fall apart every single time. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, for me, it's consistency, being proud of your work and knowing that you put out your best work every single time. Don't half-ass it. You know what I'm saying? Having a solid goal, having a strong, solid role model figure to follow. You know what I'm saying? And then everything else that you shared as well.
Yeah.
Those are my four on top of that with my
Yeah,
main
man.
ones.
And those are all good. And obviously, a lot of them are just make sense.
Yeah.
But when you start like honing in on some of the stuff, a lot of people get lost as far as like, well, I'm gonna just do this, and then oh, it's not working. Well, you should have been paying attention that it's not working ahead of time, and that's
Exactly.
that's paying attention to the trends, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe being more creative and not just doing that one thing. I've seen so many people play different games nowadays and willing to try things that just because like, hey, it's working, I'm gonna do this now, but then that's not gonna be the only thing I do. And
Exactly.
I feel like it's awesome to see with a bunch of creators. I think with everything that's happened on Facebook, for example, with numbers dwindling down, reach, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, you see people doing different shit, and I'm like, this is dope. You know what I mean?
I
This
think
is
that's the
starting to
best
be.
thing that ever happened for
I think
Facebook.
this is like starting to be more of a just like, hey, Facebook is a legit place for content creation, not just a lot of people get caught up in like, oh, streaming is moved here, or I'm not getting this reach or notifications. Like, hey, you have to figure out how to get on top of people's feeds.
Yeah.
What are you doing to get on somebody's feed? How are why should they come back? Why should they hit that little favorite icon? You know,
Yeah.
why should they pay attention to what your schedule is? You have to pay attention because now with all that gone, algorithm reach, whatever, it's like now you're focus on the customers or your community, saying that they're the ones that are, regardless of what's going on, they're still there. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because what just popped up into my head, I've used this analogy before, but I think it's really crucial for this is flavors and going to a store.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one brand that's successful that only has one flavor or one
Mm-hmm.
color scheme or one whatever. They have options. You
Yep.
provide options, you will expand your market, you'll
Mm-hmm.
expand your consumer base, and you will also find which one's preferred, and those are the ones that you want to keep. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the snack aisle, there is no snack that's known that has one flavor. They got like 10. And the ones that do have one or two flavors, you don't really see get off the shelf that much because you don't have that much of an option. I don't feel this flavor today. So there's no other option from this company that I can get from them to match what I feel that day because they don't have it.
Yeah.
Versus you got that guy, that person or that brand that's got 15 different flavors, 15 different forms of content that damn, you know what? I really could care less to see a gaming stream for the unfortunate one.
Yeah.
But oh man, wait, him and Jimmy are doing a podcast. Oh man, you know
Right.
what? I want to see what they got to say about that.
Yeah.
That's a dope topic. Or
That's a well said. Yeah, that's well said.
yeah, or be like, oh, I don't like podcasts. Oh,
Yeah.
but yo, Jimmy plays hockey and he's
Right.
putting
That's what I've been.
content out. Boom.
Right. I've been getting a lot of like love on that too. You know, I just like starting to
Yes.
show people like just the different aspects of me in my life, and I'm being more comfortable. And that goes back to just like being creative and starting to bring down the walls a little bit to a certain extent. As
Yes,
far as
sir.
like, hey man, I'm a dude just like you who likes playing video games, but I like being creative. I like, I've been recording more off stream content now and just focusing more on my YouTube because yeah, the streaming has gone down a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, it when you see like, damn, you went from,
Yeah.
60 to 70 reactions every stream to like 30, maybe, but I don't let it like deter me from streaming. But sometimes I just adjust. Well, maybe I shouldn't stream so much. Let me just start working a little bit something different. I want to work on my YouTube, right? I want to get monetized there. Okay, well, let's adjust times here. Like, I'm
Mhm.
still going to stream, but there's no reason for me to stream as much as I used to because it doesn't make sense. The amount of time that I'm putting into streaming isn't good enough for me to strive to get what I want with YouTube. So that goes back to what
Exactly.
you were saying, is just adapting. You always have to pay attention to what's going on. If something's not working, unless you really don't care, then just keep doing it. But if you care and want to grow and want to pursue something like this, then you got to pay attention.
You have to. And that's where adapting and trying go hand in hand, because when you adapt and you're changing, you're not doing what you're used to anymore. You have to try something new.
Mhm.
It goes in like what you said about taking a risk. There is a humongous risk in what everybody's doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're changing the norm. You're
Yep.
changing what you're used to. You know these numbers. These numbers provide this, this, and this. Once I change, I don't know what the end game
Yep.
numbers are for this,
Mhm.
but I need to do something if I take this seriously
Yep.
and I want to see it grow. Okay, I just went out and did my da 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 da. Didn't work. What else? You know what I'm saying? You have to have that what else mentality, because if not, you're just going to be stuck on the same thing, doing or playing the same thing, complaining about it at the same time, and just you're going to lose your oomph.
Yeah.
You're going to get stale really quick, and it's going to become a cry fest. And I've been seeing that so much across the board. Look, man, it happens. All of our numbers have dropped, and it wasn't like a dwindling. Everybody, it's not like, oh, all of a sudden we're garbage. Life changed. People
Yeah.
forget that the reason why content creation is even as booming as it is lately, COVID. No one could leave. We needed something for that social. We're social people. COVID deaded that. So we needed something. This platform made it happen. Now we can go outside. Dude, it's 10 times better to socialize with people in person than it is to do it online. You get a more genuine feel for that person. So yeah, our numbers are going to drop. So why are you crying? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now I got to find a way to make these guys interested, because now all of their interests in real life are back. I
Yep.
couldn't go do this. I couldn't go to the park. I couldn't go here. I couldn't go there.
Yeah.
I couldn't go eat at this restaurant or do this. Why? Because I was stuck in my home. Now I can. Do I
Yeah.
really want to watch you play this stupid ass game and cry about how your numbers are low? Or do I want to go eat my favorite dish? I'm gonna go eat some chicken wings and you can kiss my ass. That's just how consumers are gonna be.
Mhm. Yeah.
They're not obligated to fucking follow us. And I gotta say this. For anybody that thinks that your community has to do anything for you, you're 100% wrong. Your community is 100% a choice thing. If you want a guaranteed paycheck, go get a job with a 9 to 5, with a whole business structure, with a boss that has expectations for you. If not, everything you're doing here is just incidental. Everything's gonna happen by choice, or just it's gonna happen how it's gonna happen. Like at the
Yeah,
end of
because people come and go. Customers come
Yeah.
and go. You're not gonna always get the people to come back, and that's one of the biggest things. And we've had these conversations before.
Yeah.
Just you're a full-time guy. You depend on this as part of portion for your income for your family.
Mhm.
So your techniques and the way you go about your stuff is different than mine.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But the thing is that we're both going forward in on different ways, and we see obviously we go about our business differently. But it's cool because I could sit here and tell people, hey, don't worry about the numbers, because I hate when people say that. I see posts all the time, Don't worry about the numbers. Do what you care. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm saying that's okay. But don't complain. Don't
Exactly.
complain. That's fine. It just like my numbers are shitty. I feel like sometimes I'm like, damn, man, I put in so much time, and
Yep.
then I look at the bank account and I'm like, all right, Jimmy, calm down. You're not full time. Your plan isn't to make money. Your plan is just to grow. Like I'm in the perfect position to take risks, to be
Hmm.
creative. I don't have to like for you, you do a good job of always having to change things and keeping up to make it more entertaining for your streams.
Hmm.
And I respect the fuck out of that. I've seen other bigger content creators where they still play the same games, but they tweak it. They do things differently. They do this, they do that.
You have to.
So they're making it. That's that being creating and getting people to come back.
Yeah.
Keeping the community like, hey, all right, cool. It's not the same old shit. We're not playing Apex again. Oh, we're playing Apex with this. Oh, we're having sabotage. All right, we're doing a scarathon. All right, cool. Like that's what gets people to come back. So
Yep.
for me, I'm focusing on my YouTube monetization. So I'm making more VODs. What does VODs take? Takes time. Do I have time to stream? No. Do I have time for people to be dropping bits and stars? No, because I'm not streaming as much. But that's not my goal right now. But I'm pursuing in a different way. And a lot of people get caught up on like, I'm not making any money. I'm not going to stream no more. Nobody's watching. I'm not going to stream no more. Well, maybe just adjust
Yeah.
to where be realistic for what you want to do. Don't look at what other people are doing because it's not going to work for you. It's
Yeah.
what you have to be realistic on what your goals are and what you want to pursue.
Yeah. And I like that because I like what you said too about like with everybody saying all this stuff. No Sense came into my stream the other night, and shout out to No Sense. He's another great content creator. He was,
NC.
yeah, that man's is crazy, man. Very positive person. But what I loved, what happened was Mans came into the stream and was talking about he was watching our reels and watching, seeing some of the podcast stuff and loving what we were doing. So I appreciated the positive feedback. And then we were going back and forth just talking about some of the stuff. And one thing he said that just stood out, and I got a screenshot of it, was it's not always remember it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. You know what I mean? So like when you got to figure out, okay, like other interactions with people or just why things are happening, it's not about me. Sometimes it's circumstantial. Like all of our numbers is dropping. My numbers aren't dropping because it's just me. What's going on around me? Okay, this is happening, that's happening, this is happening. Okay, cool. So it's not just me. Now, in turn, then you can't change anything. You can't change everybody else but yourself. So it seems almost like a double-edged sword. It's not about you, but you're the only thing you can control about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not about me to understand why things are going on and being aware of your surroundings, but then you had to be able to internally understand what do I need to change to make sure that I can stay in tune with my surroundings and make it a profitable, positive balance for myself and those around me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what came into my mind about what you were saying is you gotta, shit's happening. Things are changing. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, I can't do the same thing all the time because, like you said, I have like when our numbers dropped, that hurt. And I was like, I need to change this now.
Mm-hmm.
I need to change this now. I need to find some way to provide like something that can make these consumers, is the best way to say it at this point for a business term, want to consume.
Yeah.
If you don't want to consume, that's like going to a restaurant full. What's the point? It's a waste of
Yeah.
your time. If you're coming,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like you're coming
I
here
might have a
because
little
you want
dessert for
something.
you. I might have a little dessert for you.
Yeah, a little dessert, a little drink, a little snack,
Mhm.
something. You never know. Or these spots that provide other things on top of food and drink. Like, dude, restaurants having piano nights and shit like that, or little things like that, activities. But it's just like, at the end of the day, if you're a consumer, you're coming to us because there's something you want to consume. Our job as creators is to figure out what it is that you are craving, provide that in abundance to make you want to come back for more. That's literally our job. That's literally our job. You know what I'm saying? And you have to do that. So what I learned is kind of leading into our next kind of topic is still going to be business, but it is balance techniques. But it's right now balance between like having a strong business, you know what I'm saying, for you and for your consumer. You have to find a way to find a balance for you and a balance for your consumer. That's step one. what are you willing to do? You know what I'm saying? You can't just do whatever the people want all the time at the risk of your sanity, at the risk of your energy. Like there's sometimes when people want me to do something crazy, I'm like, that's not me. I'm not doing that. I don't care if you're
Yeah.
gonna send me $1,000. That's not who I am. Because then
Yeah.
now I look like a monkey at a zoo, just doing tricks and flips for bananas and
Yeah.
shit. I'm not
Yeah, because
that.
that
You know?
gets old quick, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if people do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, but like you're right, it's not me. If I'm gonna sit here and be like, all right, I have a bottle of Jameson here. You send me $5, I'm gonna take a shot. You know how many people in my community would just send me $20 right away so I could take 4 shots? I got you, dog. Then you're putting yourself in that position to a, look like an idiot, and two, it just kind of like I'm doing whatever for the money, which is fine. If you want to you want to go that way and run your business, you're like that. This goes to where we're going into is like we're family men.
Exactly.
I'm a
Perfect
husband.
segues.
I'm a dad. You think getting drunk, taking shots, doing super shit on stream is gonna be a good look? And when I'm walking around and my kids are next to me, oh, there's Jimmy. Saw him fucking throw up on stream the other day. I sent him $20. Ha, fuck him. Like me. How many people would be trolls if you had so many star goals to do certain things to look ridiculous? And if you're doing that, hey, that's your cup of tea, and it's not like I'm talking shit. I'm just being honest. It's not something that I'd want to do or be a part of because I got bigger things to think about.
Yep.
Outside that door, I am a husband. I am a father.
Yeah.
Looking like an idiot here is not a good look for me out there. That's more important than this. As much as I want to pursue this and I want to be successful in everything that I'm doing and put in my time, I got to make sure that we keep that balance. You know what I mean? And that goes into our next topic, was that you were saying, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I couldn't have said any better. It's just like what I learned from that is everything, the moment you do anything in a public venture, it's never going to go away. Everybody sees it, and now everybody has access to what you just did. So if you're out here getting plastered or you're out here doing something stupid, and at the end of the day, guys, quick disclaimer, even though I could give a rat's ass, what we're saying, we're not professionals at business techniques 101 that we're telling you guys if you're doing what we're saying is wrong, then you're a bad person or anything like that. This is just our opinion as fellow creators, fellow business owners that are just trying to figure out our balance and our way in life. If there's anything anybody sees, it's like, oh shit, like I do that. We're not taking a shot at anybody personally. Mm-hmm. It's just we're speaking in a general sense of like, for us, what do we want? And I did a drinking stream when I first started. A Pirates of the Caribbean theme. All my alerts was Pirates of the Caribbean. We playing Sea of Thieves. We was drinking, bro. I had a whole bottle this big of Kraken. Downed it at the end of the joint because someone dropped. I was like, oh, a certain amount of stars, I do shots or whatever it is like that. I didn't understand that. Everyone was like, yo, dude, drinking streams are great. And I was like, okay. Did it. Boom, 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 boom. Then that night, I felt horrible. Went back and saw my stream, and I looked a hot mess. Luckily, I didn't throw up on stream, but I was like, dog, some of the times I was just sitting there leaning, or I wasn't even talking, or when I was talking, you don't know what the hell I was saying. I deleted that shit so fast. Yeah. I was like, no way, bro.
Yeah, and it's bad luck.
Yeah, and I was like, I was ashamed of myself. And that's the same thing you said. I have a wife and children. What I want to go out there with my wife and my children, and people come up to me and be like, oh, you're the fucking guy that did this, and this. I'm going to embarrass my family. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's like everything you do, people are watching. You need to be conscious of that and know that it's gonna follow you. Your reputation follows you. And you don't, if it's your solo, do you. But you have a family and people you care about, don't tarnish their reputation with your antics. It's not cool.
Yeah. But that one thing I like how you said that, it's like what you do on stream and how you carry yourself is who you will gravitate and who will gravitate toward you. You know what I mean? So if you want to be taken serious and you want to connect and network with the right type of people, I was saying in one of our other podcasts, right? I've cut back on cussing.
Yeah.
I saw Stone Mountain do it at the highest level, and then shout out to Big Wanch. Wanch was doing it more and more. And when I had my conversation with him, he's like, man, I cuss like a sailor, but I felt like it was a bad look. And I was like, man, you're right. So like seeing him as a family guy too, he's pursuing this in his way too. If I get like, I feel positive, like, hey, you know what he's doing? That makes sense. You want to gravitate toward the right type of people. Like a lot of people might not like my content. I'm not the greatest player. I might not be as funny as some people say. I might be boring. My stream might not be hype. Hey, it's all good. But the type of people that that I pull in or want to be around or gravitate toward other content creators or even community members, we're all like-minded, or we all kind of get along in our own different ways. And that's the same kind of energy and the positivity and the way I want to carry myself for my brand. So when they say, hey, Jimmy Dukes, oh, dude, that guy is money. That fool's good, humble dude, blah, 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 this or that. Or Miko, man, really positive, community-oriented, family. That's what the guys that I want to relate to. The people that are,
Mm-hmm.
out there, murdering on Apex. I'm not getting those type of people or networking with. Ain't nobody who's getting 20 kills on Warzone ever want to co-stream with me. It's cool. We could support each other from far away, but we ain't playing games together. We ain't doing podcasts. We ain't networking. We ain't doing business together. So that it takes into account how you carry yourself on stream and how you produce conduct your business is the type of people that are gonna be wanting to be around you or get to know you or wanting to work with you.
Yep. It's like that phrase, you're a product of your environment. I like to change that for myself because regardless of what people want to say or think, we're leaders. We're community leaders. We have
Mm-hmm.
people that look to us for wisdom. I have people that come into my stream all the time telling me what's going down, and they look towards what I got to say about it. And I have to be very conscious of what I'm saying because what I'm saying is influencing lives.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it in a cocky way. I'm being realistic. If people don't know, peep the streams, you'll see. But at the end of the day, it's what you say affects everybody around you. What you do affects everybody around you. Don't become a product of your environment. Be the producer of the product of your environment. Don't be the product, be the producer. You need to bring that because if you are the producer, you control that environment and then you know what's going to be going in and out of your area. You know what's going to be going on in and out of your community because everyone is coming for what you produce versus people judging you because of what you've consumed from the environment. You know what I mean? That's like instead of being the product, be the producer because then you control that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be that if you choose to be a leader because you have to know what's going on. If I'm the producer of my product, I know what it is. Every producer, every good producer of anything when it comes to like food or legal or illegal joints, you try your product. How can I tell you my product is A1 if I've never tried it myself? How can you sit here and say that your streams are the shit, but you've never watched them yourself? Well, the one thing, Jimmy, that you told me almost 2 years ago, damn. The one thing you told me that stood out, but my broke ass had to wait, was how the hell you expect people to buy your merch if you won't wear it yourself?
Yep.
That shit you told me was one of the first things you've ever told me, and that shit still stuck. How can you
Yeah,
sit here and expect people to buy
yeah.
your shit
I
if
wear
you
my
won't?
shit. I wear my hat out in public all the time, and I rep my. Shout out to Reef. You know what I mean? I support the homies. I wear my shit. I'm proud to wear my shit because how am I gonna tell? Here's a link. Go check out my merch, and you're not even wearing it. Like I've seen people with million things on their catalog, which is cool. I'm not trying to talk shit, but you don't even wear anything or own anything that you made. Like, how the fuck are you gonna say go buy these Nikes and I'm wearing Reeboks all the time?
Yo, facts, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah, it just
yes,
like it just that's a whole other, goes into your product and the way you carry yourself. It just like you got to be aware of those things.
yes,
You
sir.
got to be aware of those kind of things. Like if you're not paying attention to the what's like, yeah, you have all this dope ass merch, or you're doing all these streams and you're not scheduling and you people to show like. There's a lot of moving
Oh
pieces,
my
y'all.
god, bro.
There's a lot of moving pieces, and I
Yes,
like the next part that you were talking about was the key to a strong knit thriving family, because we keep talking about us being family guys and married. That's important. That was one of my biggest hurdles in my content creation journey. Was that first year I was like, stream all the time, fuck this, I'm staying up, I
everybody.
gotta do
Yes,
this. Everybody does that. And then that's when in my brain I'm doing this, and my wife's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, didn't say anything. I just assumed like, hey, don't you know what I'm doing? I gotta stream. This is what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But that didn't work. Like I was losing, me and my wife were having disagreements, and I wasn't realistic with my goals, and I'm watching everybody else succeed, and I'm just looking at the top of the mountain and wishing I can just get up there. But it took me like a year and a half or so to start just sit back and be like, dude,
I'm in my own
I
bag.
am me. I gotta figure out what works for me to
Hmm.
where I can be realistic with myself, enjoy it, and still, be a good father, be a good husband, and stuff like that. Because that goes in the balancing of shit.
Yeah, and that's like kind of our topic here because we went a lot into the business joint, but like family time is essential, man. Because at the end of the day, Facebook could just disappear. The internet could disappear. All the platforms that we just bust our ass for could all disappear. My family's still here.
Yep.
Any job that you're working in, guys, content creation, construction, restaurant industry, medical field, anything that you're doing right now that you're getting a paycheck for is not infinite. Everything can go away. I mean, family can too, but your family is there. You
Yep.
lose your job, your family's there. You don't want to be that dude that's got the best job, but you lost your family.
Yeah.
I'd rather be the guy that kept my family and lost my job
Yeah. And
because
that was one thing, yeah, because I was there before. Trying me to cut you off, but like, yeah,
no,
it's
you're
like
good.
you're striving to do this so much, and then you forget about everything else, and that goes back into what we're gonna talk about is the family thing. Is like communication is key. I
Yeah,
think once I was more realistic with myself and being more honest with what I wanted to do to tell my wife, she was more understanding of what I wanted to do. She is a big support of everything I've done in my life. A1
100%.
for sure,
Yes,
right?
sir.
But it just takes her some time to understand once I get serious, because I'm one of those like people. If you've known me for years, everybody who's listening or watching me, when I get into something, I just, like I do this, and it's not good.
The tunnel
You
vision.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to just go. You know what I mean? But it's not. That's not a good way to go about it. So sitting back, having conversations with my wife, being realistic, seeing how things are going is very important. Because I on the week, everybody's like, hey, why don't you play on weekends? Why don't you play Friday nights? Why don't you play? Like, dude, I got so much of this stuff going on. It's as much as I want to play and be doing all this stuff. It just That's more important. Like, I am
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lose my family or miss time on the weekends. Like, I've been coaching, during the week. I have games on the
Yeah.
weekend I look forward to. Like, I love doing all that stuff. That's family time for me. I look forward to that. As much as I look forward to content creation, I look forward to taking my kids to practice. I
Yes,
look
sir.
forward to the games. I look forward to Friday night eating out with the family. I love all that stuff. So as much as like I love doing this, I love doing that. So I have to keep that all balanced, because once anything goes too much in one hand, then that's when we start getting lost. And like, that's another point that we're coming at. So you catch yourself kind of like, fuck, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, catch yourself slipping and you gotta get yourself back up. No, 110%, man. I was the same way. Quickly on mine joint was the when I first started, same thing. I was go, 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 go. And for mine, I had a different reason. And this is why I like doing this podcast with you, because we are in different circumstances on multiple different things, but our mindset and our, I'm gonna say, business maturity is the same when it
Hmm.
comes to stuff, because you have a very good job that pays you very well, to my knowledge. I'm
Hmm.
not going to go deep into that, but you're doing well, right?
Hmm.
And this is not something that is a primary need for you. Me, I'm injured. My back is messed up. I cannot go get a job. Before, I was doing well. I was a very well oriented chef. I was doing a lot of things. I worked for a lot of restaurants, worked with a lot of other really good chefs. I have a good reputation for that stuff. But the moment I lost my physical health to be able to be active in these kitchens, where is everybody?
Yeah.
Right? So when I came into this, I was at rock bottom. And speaking of wives, I wouldn't even been able to stream if my wife didn't take the risk on me. I remember the first time that she did this for me, I cried because I was already at a low and I didn't know what to do. And I was just like, yo, I need to do something because with my back being jacked up, I'm laying here all the time. I'm just dying inside. Like I was a doer. I'm always been a doer. I go, I get it. I want it, I go get it. I want this, I go get that. I need to get this, I need to get, you want that? I love you, I get that for you. Type shit.
Hmm.
Like I was a doer. And I just went to being a doer to a watcher. And it
Hmm.
hurt so bad. Right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I heard,
Sidelines.
yeah, bro. You know what I mean? I was a starter and then I was like I was the bench. I wasn't the person sitting on the bench. I was the bench. Like
Yeah,
it was
not
that
going
bad.
anywhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like that destroyed me mentally and everything. My drive was gone. And then I tried this content creation and I was just like, I gotta do this. I need to do this because this is something I can achieve because it's on my time. And we didn't have that much money. We have kids, we had everything. My wifey used a little bit of bonus bread that we had instead of like blowing up the kitchen and getting more food for everybody. She got me my first PC to be able to do this and make my content.
Hmm.
And that meant everything for me. I was like, are you kidding me? Not meant everything to me like I wanted to be a content creator, but I got the chance to make up for it because I knew at that moment my wife took a chance on me and she told me because she knows I'll succeed. I'm not being cocky. My wife just had believed in me. She said, I know
Hmm.
you're gonna succeed. I know you're gonna do it. And that instantly brought that drive back into me. I've been gung ho ever since
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm never gonna make that she took a chance on me. I'm never gonna make that go in vain type shit. And in sense, you have to know those people that give a damn about you because they're gonna strive for you. They're gonna do things for you. Those are the ones that you can't give up on, and those are the ones that you can't let go when you're driving too hard. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not just because you helped me do this, I'm gonna drive, doesn't mean I'm gonna let you sit in the sidelines now while I just go crazy. I include my wife, I include my
Hmm.
kids. Why? Because then they don't feel like I'm just down here by myself doing me. You know what I mean? Like you gotta find a way to include your family in what you're doing. Like what you're doing with the coaching and you doing those videos if you're doing stuff with them or you posting when you guys are going out to do things. Like that's your family. That's you.
Hmm.
You're not just Jimmy Dukes, a dude sitting in a fucking chair playing video games and whatever. Bro, you're a grown ass man with a whole family and you guys do a whole bunch of beautiful things. Your kids have such personality that like
Hmm.
dog, people want to see that, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
way
think
more.
that's the whole relatable thing that we've always talked about, and
Yeah.
a lot of people, and not everybody, and don't get me wrong, but my wife wasn't 100% behind me when it was coming to this, even though I was gung ho about it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
see.
So it's not
Yep.
like she's behind me the whole time. She was kind of like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're wasting all this time. You're locked up in that room. You're sitting here wanting to fucking stream all the time. You're buying all this fucking shit. Just like there's a lot going on. So like having to
Yeah.
sit down in conversation and times go, a lot of people don't have that support at home. Just like I've talked to other content creators, man, my wife, my girlfriend doesn't understand. And that goes back to the whole communication. Like I feel like if you're honest with your partner, who your partner is or whatever your
Exactly.
living situation, if you're honest with them, like, look, I'm trying to pursue this, but you got to be serious too because they got to take you serious.
They gotta know what you're doing is
Yeah,
legit.
they got to know, just like for me to sit here and say, "Hey, I'm going to be locked up in this room and you don't know what the hell I'm doing. Just let me do my thing." It just some people might do that, like that's how their support. Hey, I'll make sure that nobody bothers you. This is your time and shit like that. But not a lot of people get that support at home to where they can do that, or they have to stress like, "Sorry guys, I got something came up," and they don't want to say it was their girlfriend or whatever this, or their wife or their husband, or we got in a fight. I can't, just that looks like a bad look too if you're posting too much personal stuff as well,
Yeah,
because
that's
you don't
messy.
want to, yeah, you don't want to look like, "Oh man, sorry, I lost my job. I'm this. I'm pissed off. This happened to me," and just like I think when you put too much stuff on your personal stuff, it's kind of a bad look, and that's just my personal opinion. I think if you put too much stuff out there, then I think it's too bad. As
It
far as
becomes
like,
too personal. It's not business
yeah,
anymore.
just kind of like you have to separate that. A lot of people like, and I get it. Like I'm honest. I tell my chat everything. I tell my community. Well, that's good for you. I just don't feel like that the people that support me are my content creator homies or anybody that comes into the stream or part of my Duke Nation. They don't need to know everything I do.
Yeah.
I feel like there's that respect level that I've set that boundary from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people have a hard time setting those boundaries because they feel like they have to tell everybody everything that's going on.
Yeah, or people rely on that information to keep people around because it's a pity
Yeah.
fest.
Yeah. I'm sorry guys. They stole my shit or they broke into my car or I this is happening and just yeah, that's fine. I know life happens, but if there's shit like that all the time, I'm not trying to talk shit to people, but I just see people like, "Sorry I can't stream today. Sorry I can't stream today." That's like 7 days in a row. It's like just stop saying that you can't stream. Just don't talk about that.
Just
Focus on
say
other
I'll be
things.
back.
Yeah, just don't say that you can't do this. You can't. Because then that's how you're losing people. Just kind of like how you expect them to show up when you've been gone for a week or two. Hey, I'm back, y'all. Where y'all at? Like, well, hold on a
They
second. And
found a
just
different
like,
store.
yeah, exactly. Just like how are you gonna keep people engaged and entertained when you can do certain things?
Word.
And they want to be
Exactly.
involved.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this. Dog, people forget. Yo, people are gonna find what they want.
Hmm.
And just like if I go to the store and I want this drink, if every time I go to this store, that drink's not in stock, oh, they just didn't bring it. I don't know. We don't got it. It's just not coming in. It's not coming in. Eventually, I'm going to the other store. Oh shit, they got that drink that I want.
Hmm.
Guess where I'm going? To the spot that always got my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's common sense. Like, and my thing is, you got to, as a creator, understand you are not the only form of content that is being sent to your community. They
Yep.
can go to thousands on tens of thousands of other creators that are probably doing the same exact thing that you're doing
Hmm.
to a T
Yep. On a consistent basis.
on a more consistent basis. And that means they know they're going to get that product. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And same thing like with these one trick ponies. Yo, if you play the same game consistently every single day, you have now built a routine and a habit. They habitually come and watch you play A, B, C, or D, whatever it is. You decide out of nowhere after doing it for 2 years, I want to do something different. I want to be variety now. They don't give a damn about none of the games you're playing. They're only going to be there when you play that one game. Because that's what you've set. That is the business understanding you've set with these people. I come here, you give me this. I go to this gas station, gas is 320, but I go to this one, it's 310. This one's always lower. I'm going to this one. It's the same gas, but it's 10 cents cheaper over here. You know what I'm saying? And they never run out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that people don't realize. You are not the only one out there. I don't know why I just sound like Bane when I said that. Did you hear
I don't
that?
know. Yeah, I don't know why.
Like, you're not the only one out
Yeah.
there. And it's
I
getting more and more saturated, bro. Every
Yeah.
freaking week there's a new page coming in with with the same shit. Like, bro,
Mhm.
you're not going to be the one that's going to make Fortnite look different, dog. But hey, God bless. I hope it works out for you. Hopefully you find a way. Like, dog, like you got to find a way to make your stuff versatile. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And complaining about that stuff doesn't work. It just goes in with that balance, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, you know how we were talking about the business part. Now we're talking about the balancing of the family. Like, so what are some of the things that we can share so
Oh yeah.
people could understand to help? Maybe they're in that little bump that we were in that year and a half. We're like, all right, we're at the top of this hill. Are we gonna just call it quits, or like what is gonna help us balance to we can keep pushing forward? Like, what are some of the balancing techniques that you do for yourself to
Yeah.
do everything you got to do while you're here, but then B, to make sure that everything once you walk away from the chair is still good to go. Like, what are some of the balancing things that you do?
Okay. I got you. All right. So I have the first one, prioritization. You have to establish and actually scratch that. Before prioritization, communication. When
Communication. Yep,
I
that's one of my big one.
Yeah,
Communication.
because everything else doesn't matter if you don't communicate it. Because for you to have, and this is guys balance between, it's not just business, it's not just family, it's the integration of them both. I have to be able to communicate and let my entire family know what I'm planning on doing, what I'm gonna be doing, what's happening, all this other stuff, so that they can know what's going on. Like my kids coming in here, if I didn't tell them I'm streaming, they're not coming down here disrupting me on purpose. They don't even know I'm live. My wife wants to go do something or go somewhere. They don't know that I'm stream. If she doesn't know I'm gonna be streaming that day, and then that day I'm like, I'm going live. Oh, I thought you weren't off on this day. Or I thought you. You have to communicate. One,
Mhm.
you have to let everybody know what's going on. Two, you need to have a schedule because then that means there's an understanding, and that means there is an accountability factor for that. I
Both.
said I'm doing this. That means it needs to be done. That I said I'm not doing this. That means if I'm like I'm not gonna touch my computer today. I'm not. I don't even go downstairs. You know what I'm saying? So it's communication, scheduling, accountability, and inclusive. You have to figure out a way to mesh them two.
Yep.
You have to. You have to, because at the end of the day, your business, your people will give a damn about you. People will lose respect for you if they see that you forsake your family for the sake of this.
Yeah.
It's not that serious to them. It never will be. It's not their business, it's yours. So if they see
Especially
you
if,
throwing everything away,
especially if you're become a relatable person, and then you're like,
yes,
all you're sitting here talk about family values, and all of a sudden, like, fuck it, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, like, and you're just, you pretty much said everything I was gonna say as far as like the things that I do as far as balancing, and it just pretty much what you said, but just different wording. Scheduling times, like my times are this to this, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock to 1:30 Mountain Eastern Time, 3:30. I am on for about an hour and a half, and I go get my kids.
Mhm.
I'm at home. Tuesdays and Thursday nights, I'm on 7:30 Mountain, 9:30 Eastern. Those are my times. Those are the times that my wife knows and my kids knows that, hey, that's my scheduling. When I say I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna stream. When I'm not gonna stream, I'm not gonna stream. It's
exactly.
rare. It's rare that I do a pop-up stream. Rarely,
Hmm.
rarely, because I stick to my schedule because it helps me with everything else out there. It just, I have to keep that scheduling so this way it helps me keep keep myself grounded as well. So I don't go too much that way or go too much this way. So when I'm not streaming, then I work on my off stream content, and I can have the door open. I have the kids come in here and I'm messing around, or I'm doing little things. So
Exactly.
they don't have to worry about, oh, leave papa alone. You know what I mean? I want them to come in here and I'm messing around or making little clips, but just scheduling that time. And then obviously the other thing is the you gotta prioritize, and I'm glad you said that, is the family time. So like, hey, I don't play Friday, Saturday, or Sundays. Why? Because I'm doing everything I want to do with the kids.
Hmm.
During the week, I'm trying to do as much as I can, and on the weekends, on my extra time or late at night, then I work on off stream. Like when I don't have to, when the kids are asleep, or my wife's chilling, or we don't have anything planned, it just, that's when I can, and you have to take advantage of those times. And then when you don't have those times, you need to make sure that you're doing what you say you're going to do with the family and with the kids, and that's that priority. You don't ever want one to be leaning forward, because I do want to focus on this and pursue this. So I have to make it important enough, but at the same time, I'm not going to overdo this and not overdo that. So it's like that balancing act, that I
Exactly.
always do. It's that balancing act, man. It really helps a lot.
The balancing,
Schedule, 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 guys. Schedule. I see people like, just,
yes,
I'm gonna stream tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not streaming tonight. Sorry, I'm tired. Well, don't say you're gonna stream. Make a schedule and
stick to
force
it.
yourself to go to it. Then you're gonna be better at it. Like if you know you're gonna be tired and you're working your ass all day, if you have a full-time job where you're doing this, when you start cutting back and saying, "Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, 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 sorry," it just like, all I see on your feed is like, "Sorry, I was gonna go live. Sorry, I was gonna do this. Sorry, I was gonna do that." It just like, people aren't going to take you serious as a content creator or want to show up. Oh,
Hmm.
now you're on. Oh, what's up, man? Oh, I gotta go. I didn't know you were going to be on. But
Exactly.
if you schedule and tell people, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be here. There's gonna be open lobby. I'm gonna play this. More than likely, people are gonna show up.
Exactly. And then like when you do show up after you didn't for like 2 weeks, no one's gonna pull up. You can't be mad at people for not pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, well, when they were ready for you, you didn't pull up. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, how do you want people to pull up to you, but you're not providing for
Yep.
them? Like, that doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
any sense. No, it's 110% true, man. You had to be able to prioritize those two, and that's why, like, what I do, I switch it up because like mine is kind of a necessity for the part for business side of it, but like I still got to find that balance. That's
Yeah,
why,
but you
like,
let everybody know though.
exactly, and that's why I was
It's
gonna say the
it's
inclusiveness.
yeah, it's rare when you say you schedule something and you're like, "Hey guys, I can't do it." But like when you make something so big and all of a sudden you just bail on it, it's just like, "What the fuck?" It's just like, you made this big thing, like you said you're gonna show up and you wanted this big old thing, and then like you start being flaky, which I understand stuff happens. But if you do that more and more often, people
Yeah,
aren't gonna come back. It is what it is. It's nothing personal, and I've seen great content creators, like stuff happen and they just slowly just start backing out, or they can't, and it happens, and just people stop showing up. It is what it is. If you're We're in the time of now. Like if you're not giving me content, or you're not on now, I'll find somebody who else is now, or I'll go do something else. How you were mentioning it, just there's so many different things going on, and it goes back to this is one of the hardest things, but the funnest things I've ever done in my life. I've never in
Yeah.
my life have busted my ass for 3 years almost 3 years coming up in April. 3 years
Oof.
of putting my time and my effort and learning and doing all this shit. And what I've gotten back is nowhere near what I thought I was gonna get, but I've gotten so much better. I've become a better person, time management, my vocabulary, the way I carry myself on camera. They just like I've gotten so much back from doing this and from other people. That's my return. And I feel like if I keep doing this, it's only gonna get better. I feel
Exactly.
like if I just keep doing this and I enjoy it, I don't ever feel burned out. I don't like I don't and I'm not trying to talk trash to anybody. I just feel like sorry guys, I just don't feel like hitting the record button. I look forward to hitting the record button or stream because I'm not streaming all the time. So I don't ever
Mm-hmm.
feel burnt out. My
Yeah.
schedule allows me to look forward to streaming to where like, oh man, I was working all this week. I have time on Saturday to stream now. Hopefully you guys show up. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough
Yeah.
to have people show up when it's convenient for you instead of like, hey, this is my schedule. I'm gonna be on, and you're always on. Then people know.
Yeah, exactly. And then for like on the same time here with like me being on more often is I got to figure out a way that when I'm on so often it doesn't become monotonous. So
Hmm.
that's why like when I was talking about with the whole inclusiveness is not just including your family into what you're doing, it's including your community into what you do with your family. Like, like one thing I like to do, me, my wife and I, we like watching stuff on TV or we like watching anime or we like watching whatever. Watch parties on Discord. If you're a supporter, you get insider access to what we do. Every week, I do stuff with my lizard, clean her tank out, do these things like that. I'm live on TikTok talking about
Hmm.
lizard stuff. Nothing to do with gaming, nothing to do with anything else.
Hmm.
My wife is right there with me. We're doing
Content
stuff.
creator.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things we do. We cook. We want to try different food joints. Everybody loves food. We want to try different joints. We have people send us dishes to try. Or we're teaching somebody who wants to learn how to make this. I know how to make it. I'm literally a chef. I can show you how to make it and in a
Hmm.
safe way. You know what I mean? Like, so we do different things here and there and we switch it up. So then I'm including my family in what I'm doing because it's our element already.
Yeah.
And then I'm also including the community to me to know, hey, I'm more than just some dude that sits right here and plays a video
Hmm.
game,
Yep.
and then they're going to appreciate my time more, and then when I need that family time, my community is going to understand because
Hmm.
they see me every day with my family. They see me doing this, they see me doing that, and then they're like, you know what, he needs to go do this with his family. He's a family oriented man, we know, because that's what he includes in what he does. Boom. Versus people that just do gaming, 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 and then they need a family break. Some people are like, you got a family,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's
And that's
it's
yeah, and there's different ways to go about. I mean, obviously, guys, this is all our opinion. This is our based on our situations and what we've seen work and not work in our eyes. I
mm-hmm.
mean, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna be that are, been doing this longer or more successful than us are like, you're wrong on this, you're wrong on that. But everybody's different. Like what you bring to the table is
Yeah,
different than other content creators. You know what I mean? It just like some things work for other people, some things don't. And it just you gotta find and be honest with yourself that what you can do and still be yourself and not get lost in this.
exactly.
I've
110%.
seen so many pages like, hey, sorry guys, I haven't been streaming, but if I get 100 likes on this, I'll go live today. I'm like, what the fuck?
I hate
Okay,
that.
so
I've been seeing
now
that so
now
and so
so
much now.
now you're telling people you want me to be on. You need to react. You need to tell me that you want me to come back. Like it just like I get it. It just there's different ways to go about this, and people do this for different reasons. And I'm not saying that if that's what you need to do to come back, hey, if enough people say, "Hey, man, you need to come back," and that brings you to come back, then great. But I feel like that's not a good look. Like if I were to do that, it just I don't feel I'm at that point, or as far as my business sense, so where like I can disappear and then it just be gone a week or two, and then everybody just be happy as fuck that I showed back up. It
Yeah,
just like I'm not at that level, and I don't feel like, and God willing, as far as like my health, my family is good. I'm my small consistent growth and consistency is the same. I'm not doing too much. I'm not doing a little.
exactly.
I'm just doing right here. You know, I might not be streaming that much, but I got VODs. I might not be streaming that much, but I got reels every day. When I am streaming, I'm entertaining. I'm not tired. I'm on my shit. I'm having a good time. People enjoy what we got going on. People come and go. I appreciate it. Am I making money? No. But do I feel like I'm getting something and growing my business and my brand? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people could
110%.
say that. Not a lot
Yeah,
of people could say that.
that's very true. And it's
Everybody
also,
feels
yeah,
like everybody's lacking in some other little area. Like, I'm not making enough money. I can't put in that much time.
yeah,
Nobody's showing to my streams, and I'm gonna stream less. I'm not gonna do this. I'm doing everything A to Z to make sure I put myself into position to hopefully be successful.
exactly.
Like
Or
I am
blaming the
do.
platform for why everything's not going the way it's supposed to
I'm
go.
still doing like I'm like on every platform, dude. I'm on every platform. Some reels do good, some reels do don't. Some do this, some it just I'm still going forward. I'm still going forward.
Yeah. And my like my last day on that too is like you can't blame the platform for why you're like the platform can only do so much for you. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like there's so many ways you can counter technicalities on a platform. It's just that shows how well are you at adapting and how hungry you are for this. If the
Hmm.
platform stops with notifications, if you have a consistent schedule, you don't need notifications because they know you're
Yeah,
going to be live every day at this time.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or, if you don't like how the platform has this, that, or the other, if you can figure, there's always a solution. You know what I'm saying? Don't the people that sit there and just constantly bash a platform are people that don't take it serious enough to find a solution.
Yep.
Find a solution because then at the end of the day, if your community sees that you're trying, they're gonna be here more and support you. But if they
Hmm.
just see, oh, notifications aren't working again, so what's the point in going live? All right, then what's the point in watching you if you're not gonna figure out a way to make it
Yeah.
happen? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or the platform's doing this. I'm not getting alerts anymore because of that or whatever. Pay attention to your chat then. If
Hmm.
I don't have alerts, the title of my joint's going to be I don't have alerts. So instead of distracting myself with a game, let's chop it up, guys.
Yep.
There's so many different ways that you can adjust to this stuff.
Hmm.
If you don't do it, then why are you if you're not willing to adjust and come up with a solution to make your business as successful as you want it to be, then why do you feel like you deserve that
Yeah.
success from the people that don't have to be
Exactly.
here?
Exactly. Yeah, because I think that and we said about last time we were spoon fed.
Yes.
People who started on Twitch and started on YouTube, they're used to that. They had no algorithm. They got no random
They had to
people
figure
just
it out.
they didn't have no floods of 100 people just showing up to your stream all of a sudden because they got shared and then everybody just happened to see your post in this group and now you have 100 people and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" But nobody's commenting. They're just scrolling by your stream. The
Mm-hmm.
way they're adjusting the algorithm now, I'm starting to see my reports. It looks exactly like Twitch. I'm looking at my Twitch report and I'm looking at my Facebook report. That makes sense. Okay. 50 people came in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Average views, 5 or 6. Okay. That makes right. That makes sense. Oh, post my stream. Oh, my stream went crazy today. I had over 1,000 views. 1,000 views of people just scrolling by for 3 seconds. That fucking doesn't count.
Nobody cares.
Twitch doesn't like
Unfortunately.
Twitch. Yeah, dude. Like all those reports. Hey, I'm on the top 3 creator list. No, you're not. Those are just fucking fake numbers. I see people with 100 shares on their stream with 10 likes. That's not working, guys. Like what you guys think is working is not working. You have to adjust.
Yep.
You have to keep up. You have to pay attention because hoping that the platform helps you is not the way anymore. It's not. The
It's not.
platform's not going to help you. They're starting to realize that just
They baited
feeding
us
and
too much.
yeah, the feeding and putting things out there is gonna give you the views and hope people show up. It's not anymore. It's not.
Yeah.
It just isn't. Like the numbers look way more realistic once you stop looking at those reports and you get thousands of views per stream, but you only have 20 likes. Those aren't really yeah, you got a view, but those aren't legitimate views. It's just like somebody switching the channel and they see a commercial. They see the commercial for 10 seconds and they switch. They see another commercial. They see a show for 10 seconds. Yeah, those are all views, but are they going to come back? Are they engaging? Are they staying in the chat? Do they want to be a
Exactly.
part of your community? Do they want to get to know you? Do they want to play games with you? That's where the business aspect comes.
Dude, you can't even look at comments anymore because half of them are bots. And I'm not talking
It
about
just
bot people. I'm talking about our bots, Knox bot, Facebook bot.
mm-hmm.
We have our advertisements in it. I can have, let's say, 600 comments. 250 of those is my chat bot.
Yep.
So it's like you can't even look at bots anymore. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't even look at comments anymore because half of
Yeah.
it's flooded with bots.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know
Or
what?
people spamming a sticker or spamming a
Yeah.
command.
Or like, and that's
It,
why I did it a long time ago when I was like, oh man, we're at a certain amount. I'm like, yo, man, it'd be crazy if we got this amount of comments. We're at like 896. Can you imagine if we got 1,000 and people just start blurting random shit?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I hit 1,000 comments, but the last 200 didn't mean shit.
Yep.
Versus when I sit here and I talk about serious things on my community and then
And
they're
people are
actually giving
engaging.
responses. Yeah. And then I'm like, we got 600 comments, but yo, we just had a talk. You know what I'm saying? And then that stuff is what's going to be remembered. That's what's
Yep.
impactful. You if
Yep.
your content in any form of fashion is not impactful,
Funny,
wasting everybody's time.
realistic, like deep
Has to be
dive talks.
memorable.
Yeah, exactly. Like what makes them like, damn, that was funny. I can't wait for them to play that shit again. Or I
Yeah.
can't wait to come back, you know.
And
So
it's not even just live streams, reels. Dude, I've had people
yeah,
coming in talking about my reels. Or I had people coming
yeah,
in, I had people coming in talking about the podcast. Three people I've had come in and talk about the podcast that they see on YouTube.
that's dope.
What? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or like lately, now, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say is you have to know how to utilize your tools.
Mhm.
And we're talking about when we said experiences and times that we caught ourselves slipping, countering to that, what are you doing that you see working? We
Mhm.
started this podcast alone, get a certain amount of views. Then I started posting reels of clips of our conversations. Numbers rose.
Mhm.
The reel itself got a lot of view because it's not just stupid gaming shit anymore.
Mhm.
But then I got more views on YouTube and on Anchor and Spotify
Mhm.
because of that. Because now they know what it looks like. They know what our logo looks like. They know what we talk about. They know how we sound, so they see our audio quality. They see our video quality. You're literally like movies give trailers. Why are we not advertising with
Yep.
reels?
Remember I told you I was like, dude, we got to do better.
You
We
said
got to
it.
do better. And you're like, you're right. And that's the thing that and a lot of people and you know, a lot of people that could hate on us or whatever could say like I've become better because of Miko. I've become better because of Hood. I've become better because of Green. I've become better because of Reef. I've become better because of Hulky. I see all these people
Yep.
and you get that positive reinforcement from other people like, hey, do this, don't do that. Hey, I saw this. Hey, you know, having that and that goes back to like networking with the right type of people that aren't going to just tell you what you want to hear.
Oh yeah.
It just you
Oh
have
yeah.
to network and you carry yourself in a certain way to where like, damn man, I saw you do this. That's badass. Dope. I'm glad I'm doing it. Hey, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. Hey, Miko, we're doing this podcast thing, dude. We're pumping them out every week, but we're not advertising, bro. What are we doing? You're
Exactly.
right. We got to. It just like that's the whole accountability and then paying attention to your environment and what's going on. You know, just like, yeah, we're doing this, but like,
Mm-hmm.
can we do better with our material and our content? Yes. What do we need to do? We need to do this. We need to do that. And we're doing it.
Exactly. And then
And
you see improvement.
we're adapting and it's improving. You know, it just
Mm-hmm.
we're not getting 1,000,000 views. We went from 1 to 10. I'll tell you that.
Yes, sir.
1 to 10, you tell me.
That's
That's
better.
9 times more views than I fucking had before. You know, so it
Exactly.
just like you just gotta be aware, man. So recapping just what we talked about as far as the whole business sense, you know, you have to have what we would say plan,
Yep.
be unique, pay attention to what the fuck's going on. Be proud of your content, like you were saying. Be
Yes.
proud of what you put out there. You know, it's your brand, small, big, whatever. Be proud of who you are and how you conduct yourself in your streams and your content, you know. And you know, prepare to make sacrifices as far as business, like as far as our content creation. There's a lot of things I could be doing. Man, I want to get back in shape. I want to play more hockey. I
Yes,
want to go
sir.
back to do jujitsu. But this is my sacrifice. This is what I need to do. I can't do all that stuff and have my family and do this. I can't. They're just too much. I'd just be stretching myself thin. I'd be tired. I would not. So, you know,
Gotta
then it goes
prioritize.
into, yeah, your family, communication, the balancing techniques that we talked about. Make it your priority to make things are important to your family,
Mm-hmm.
including them. Just like there's a lot of different things, and this is just things that work for us, guys. You know, keep in mind that why Miko and I get along so well. We're both pursuing this. We're family oriented. We're married. We have kids. We're realistic. You know, there's a lot of things that we have in common, and that's why we get along so well
Mm-hmm.
because of that kind of stuff. A lot of people that
Yes, sir.
are single or doing this are relating on different levels, and I can't relate to them. That's not a bad thing, but I can still support them, and I can see what they're doing and their grind and their passion. So, you know, network with the right type of people. You know, that'll build you up and call you out when things aren't going right
Exactly.
in a positive way.
Yeah, and you gotta learn how to put all that together in one nice little handbook. And you gotta stick to it. Everything
Hmm.
that Jimmy just said doesn't mean shit if you don't stick to it. If you
Hmm.
communicate, stick to it. You meet like good people around you, stick to that.
Hmm.
Stick to having that type of that little ambiance around you. You know what I'm saying? All these things, consistency. Stick to your consistency. You're
Hmm.
proud of your content. Make sure that sticks. Because in the moment you lose pride in your content, now you're just throwing out bullshit. You know,
Hmm.
all these things that you said, if you don't stick to any of those things, it loses its value.
Hmm.
You gotta stick to all this stuff.
Yeah,
Because if you
man.
don't, then you're just wasting your time
Yeah.
and everybody else's.
If you're doing that in your community, and you know your community becomes your family like that you just met through like just playing games and streaming. You know, I've seen so many people go from doing one thing to something completely different, and they're doing way better, and they got like a good community. They do community games, they're doing watch parties. Like it's awesome to see because people like getting involved.
Yes, sir.
People love getting involved. Like you said it, we're the leaders of our communities, and people just enjoy being a part of something. I
Hmm.
love going to coach. You know what I mean? I've never played basketball. Like in middle school, I played basketball, but I don't know how to play ball, but I'm learning. And people see that I'm trying, and people want to get involved and help me out. Hey, I played ball in high school. Well, fucker, why didn't you say shit? How do I run a fucking defense? You know what I mean? Just like
Exactly.
people see me trying and me being positive, and people are like, "Hey, man, that's great energy. I want to be like." I don't know how many content creators have reached out to me like, "Damn, man, you said this and you did that, and that pumped me up." And then I'll see somebody else do something else. I'm man, I saw this fool do that, and I'm like, "Damn, that pumped me up." You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
and also even our
That's
community
true.
members and people that we call friends now, they were just somebody who liked our stream and would come in. Now we're like talking to them on the phone or messaging them or setting up games with them. You know, it just like we're all big ass ecosystem of different, what was it? We're a big ass nation of little tribes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We're
that's
all
true.
like, we shouldn't be fighting each other. We should all be getting along. I'm not saying follow for follow, suck each other's dick and do all this and play with it. You don't have to do all that. But you can
Exactly.
respect, like, I see the fucking Zulu Nation up north. I see the Jimmy Dukes Nation down south. I see, you know, the Tug Mob on the east. You know, and they just like, you see each other and respect each other from afar.
Hmm.
That's it. Be positive. When you cross each other's paths, say what's up. You know, I see yourself doing your thing and things like that.
Exactly.
Community members that I've seen like start streaming, I'm like, hell yeah, do that shit. Fuck yeah. Just like positive reinforcement and energy is awesome
And
in this whole
you get what you
content
put
creation.
in.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you put in. If I'm putting if all I'm doing is putting out jealousy, hatred, you
Mm-hmm.
know, nitpicking on somebody else's stuff and all this other stuff, what I'm supposed to get positivity, love, and reinforcement in return? No,
Yeah.
you get what
Yep.
you put in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're putting out all this positive energy and you're just trying to show everybody, look, man, it's just we out here doing our thing. We all got our bag and we chasing it type stuff. And like, you're going to get those types of people around you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So no, I 100% agree with that one, man. You
Yeah,
can't
man.
focus on what other people go. I can't focus like, bro, I'm me and you cool as hell. I can't focus on the Duke Nation. I got
Yeah.
the Tug Mob. But if
Yep.
the Duke Nation pulls up, they can come and chill whatever
Yeah.
they want. Like
Mm-hmm.
same thing with the Tug Mob. They gonna pull up to you. Like I know I see
Mm-hmm.
mad people from my community and everybody else's. It's not, and it's
Yeah,
at the end
same
of the day,
thing.
it's not like my community. It's just they call themselves members of the Tug Mob,
Yeah.
but that's not their only spot.
Yeah.
They can be wherever they want. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Monday they could be Duke Nation. Next day they could be Tug Mob. Next day they
Yep.
can be anybody else. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know. And at the end of the day, if you give them that opportunity, so like you said, they need to be included and they need to know that it's a choice. inclusive people don't come into a stream, and the moment they feel like what they wrote just fell on deaf ears, they leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you include them in any form or fashion, they're gonna want to stay in that conversation. And the moment you let them know that what they're doing is a choice that you appreciate, they know that their time with you isn't spent wasted.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
moment the people don't come by and you start drilling them on where they've been, or you start like complaining, they're gonna be like, I didn't have to be here. Like,
Yep.
I didn't know. The moment that energy comes out, you're gonna lose that person. So you want to make sure your people are always included and welcomed, but they always gotta know this is your choice to be here, and I'm grateful for
Yep.
whatever amount of
I
choice
say
that
that
you
shit
give
all
me.
the time, and I was like, I know, guys, it sounds cliche, but thank you for coming by,
Have
making
to.
me part of your day, even if just for a little bit. I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
when I say it, I'm sincere, and I really do mean it. I'll say it like 10 times a stream, like within an hour and a half, but I mean it every time I say it. I don't oversay it, but I say it enough to where like people understand and they know that I do mean it. I don't say it
Yeah.
just to say it. You know what I mean? This was
Yeah.
a great conversation, man. I just feel like these conversations are getting better with our experiences, what we're seeing, what's working, what's trending, what's not. Just shout out to everybody who picked up like fucking Hogwarts Legacy, who'd never even fucking played, you know, or even a fan of goddamn Harry Potter, man. Shout out to everybody who's been picking that game up and having a good time and making content or
Yeah.
playing games outside their comfort zone.
You
I
have
started
to.
playing more single player games. I just been enjoying everything along the
Hmm.
way, man. And this doing this whole side podcast thing, this collaboration with us too, man. I just look forward to all the shit that we got going on, man.
Yeah. When
And I
you start
appreciate
switching up, you
you,
appreciate it more.
and I appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you too, man.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
Good
like
shit.
yeah, it's definitely something to be grateful for, man. Count your blessings, because if you're counting your blessings, the more time you spend counting your blessings, the more time you're spending away from counting your curses or negative
Yeah.
situations. Count
Hmm.
your blessings, because that's your focal point. You know what I mean? So same thing, man. I'm grateful for all you guys. So I'm grateful for you, and it's not just like I'm cool with you. Like even
Yeah.
that little joint with the donuts with the kids today, that was cute. It was
Yeah,
cool. It
man.
was
Just
just
little
something
things like
small.
that, man. Because we're becoming friends, and we like doing
Yeah,
things for each other, and that's a dope part
exactly.
that we get out of this, man. I really do enjoy meeting
Yeah,
people and making dope ass content along the way, meeting dope ass people, man.
yeah. You
We,
know what I'm saying? You do different things, and it's just little stuff, but
hmm
it means a lot. Like
yeah,
it's
man.
nice.
I look forward to more and more of these, man. We
Me
got a
too.
couple more episodes lined up in the season, guys. This is just a side project that Miko and I are doing. We're looking to have at least 10 to 12 episodes, but this is something that we won't always be doing it, but it's gonna be in rotation. Like we'll be doing our own thing, and you might not always see us together, but just know that we respect each other and we look forward to always making content together. And this is one thing that we've always said from the beginning: we don't need
Yes,
each
sir.
other. We don't need each other. It's beneficial that we have each other, obviously. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? But
Yep.
we don't need each other. I'd rather be cool with you and collaborate with you, but I don't need you to, but I look forward to every single time. So like even when I reach out to other content creators, I'm just a little shameless plug. I'm going to be starting my podcast series again in March with the Who Is series. I got a whole bunch of content creators who reached out to me that I was like, "Wow, I never would have thought that these fools would have talked to me." You know what I mean? It just like I've starting to build relationship and networking with great people, man. And I look forward to just putting more and more content out there. I know you got your podcast that you want to start lining up and getting away from gaming stuff, and we just this is the dopest shit ever, man.
Yeah, and set the trends, set the movements, and all these things like that. You have to, man.
Hmm.
Don't be a bandwagoner, man. Be the trend center.
Yeah, man.
Don't. Yeah, following trends is good, but get to the point where you set the trends.
Yeah, man. GG's, man. I hope
GG's,
you guys
brother.
enjoyed this freaking episode, man. If you guys are watching
Shit, I did.
or listening, thank y'all, man, so much for your guys' continuing time and support. I say that shit all the time, and I know Miko means that as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for your time, man. You guys could be doing anything in the world, but you guys are here listening to us crazy asses. So we
Hell yeah, man.
appreciate
Shout
you.
out to all the people, man. Shout out some content creators, man. Like shout out to Fox, man. I'll be listening to that shit on my way to school. I have another homie, man. I'm at work. I had that shit in the background. Or I get on and I see the Not Just Gamer Dads pop up on my Spotify. I press play when I get in the car. So we love hearing that, guys. So thank you
Oh
guys.
hell yeah.
Really, thank you guys so much for real.
Yeah, it means a lot, man. Thank you guys so much.
For sure. We'll catch you guys next Wednesday. We've been putting these out, man, every Wednesday morning. Make sure you guys go check us out on all the different
Same time.
platforms.
Yes,
All the
sir.
different platforms, man. You don't have to be just in the streams to support what we got going on, man. We appreciate the views, the clicks, the reactions, the comments, the back and forth, the feedback. You know, the people that dislike what we got going on, the people that love what we got going on. Thank you guys, all you guys, really. Thank you guys so much.
Much love, guys. You guys stay blessed. Don't be stressed. Get that rest. Protect your peace. Mind your mental. All these things are detrimental to good health and to success for yourselves and for everyone around you. Not Just Gamer Dads signing out for you guys.
Peace out, homies. Love y'all.
Much love.